Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Beyond the Sewing Room. I'm Diane. So today I'm going to share with you 5 free patterns that I've found, and these are all patterns, a PDF that you can download and you can print them off and make them. So nice and frugal if you're looking to save a bit of money and you want to try something new but you haven't got the money right now to dash out and buy new patterns. So 5 in total. One of them I've already made, so I'm going to be showing you that. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you might have seen this one in the past, but I'm going to show it you today and I really like it and I will make it again some point in the future. I've worn it a few times. And then 2 of the 5 free ones that I'm sharing with you, I will be making in the future. So I'll explain which ones I'm going to make in future. And when it comes to that day, I will probably do a little sew along on those as well. So they're all really nice. They're going to be great for the summer. And a couple of them you could use for tops around the house or to wear as pyjama tops as well. So 2 of them are really easy for beginners. And a couple of the others require a little bit more skill. So let's jump straight in and I'll show you what I've found. Now, the first one is the Marigold camisole. So this is really nice because lots of people wear camisoles in the summer. They're also really useful for wearing under things. And this is one of the ones that I said you could also use it as the top to sort of loungewear or nightwear. So you could have it as the top and then either do shorts or pyjama bottoms to go with it on the bottom half. Or I think you could lengthen it and wear it as either a shift or as a little nightie type thing. So that's something that you could do with that one. I am going to be making this one in future. So there is the option to make it in a jersey fabric, or you can make it in a slinky fabric. You could use viscose chalet. So I've got quite a few bits that are knocking around that are just the right size for this kind of thing, and then it's got little spaghetti straps. So we'll be making that one in future. Now this particular one was from Mood Society, and if you make it, they also say if you put the hashtag made with mood in front of it when you share it on social media. So that was moodfabrics.com, and I will share the links to these in the description below in case you're interested in going off and finding these patterns and having a go at them. Now, if you do, please let me know. Get back to me in the comments. But like I said, I will be making this one. So this is probably the first one I'm going to do. And I will share it and we can do a little sew along for that one together when I've decided what I'm going to make it in, of course. So the next one, so pattern number 2 is the Maison Fauve Tilda Blouse. Now I really like this one because it's got the little pin tucks at the front. I'm planning on making this one again, but this one I'm going to do with a short sleeve. So you have the option of making it with the short sleeve or the longer sleeve. So you'll have to bear that in mind when you're cutting out your pattern pieces, what you're going to go for. I'm going to go for the short sleeve option. So this one is at Maison Fauve. Again, free PDF, so you'll have to print it off, stick the pieces together. And it requires a 1 centimetre seam allowance. Now, I have made a pattern from Maison Fauve before, which I'm going to share in a moment. And this one worked out really well. I like how it came together. And I will show my process when I make it, but Maison Fauve do tend to have sew-alongs already on their site, so they've got them on there, they've got them on YouTube, you can find them, and they've got lots of sew-alongs that you can work with if you wanted to go for that one. And they're really nice, and I've had some of their bought patterns as well, the already printed ones that you buy, and they work out beautifully. So the next one, number 3, is also by Maison Fauve. So again, I'm sharing all these links below so you can go and find them for yourself. Now, the one I made from a free PDF in the past from their website was the Tribeca Blouse. So as I said, you may have seen this before if you followed me in the past. And it's this one. And I really love this detail here. So this isn't sewn on after, this is all separate pattern pieces. So if you're wanting something a little more simple, then go for the Tilda one if you're looking for a summer blouse. This one has a bit more to it, and it also has the button cuffs. So button cuffs, it just slips over your head with this round neck. It has bust darts, And as I said, these panels are really fun because I used 2 different fabrics here. So this is cotton lawn and this one is a crepe, but it had a little navy blue spot in it, just here and there. So I've paired these 2 together because I already had these fabrics, so I used them up to make this. And I like that when you turn it round, it follows round, so it follows over the sleeve. So you do have to do some matching here, you have to match it up, and then it matches at the back here, on the back of the blouse, and then goes straight across there. And I think that's a really nice feature on that one. So that's the Tribeca. And you have this button cuff, and I've used pink buttons on my cuff to go with that little inner panel there. Now, one thing I will mention on this one, I've got quite long arms. I've mentioned this in the past, and I'm usually really good for always altering all my patterns to add on a little extra for my arm length because I have long limbs. On this one, I didn't. I just made it up. And the first time I wore it and I went out, I was just a little bit, I could have done with just a touch more in the arm, and I hadn't added it on, which is not like me to forget. So what I did when I came back to it is I've added a little panel in here. So it's not obvious when it's being worn, but I have got a little strip that I took the cuff off and I added in that panel. And I did that because I knew I wanted to keep wearing it because I love it. Could have shortened the sleeves, but I'd already made the cuffs and I like them. I like the long sleeve. So I've just taken the cuff off, added a little bit to the sleeve, and now that's fine. So if you want to make that one, do bear in mind that if you're long-limbed, you might need to add a little on the arms, and also you've got that bit of matching on the front and back. So if that sounds a little bit in depth for you, maybe don't go for that one. So that's number 3. So number 4, I'm just looking at my list here because I made myself a list of the ones that I'd made, and they are all available. I've had a look, I clicked on all of them, I've downloaded the ones that I want to make, and I clicked on and joined. So one thing you do need to know is all of these, when you go on the site, the thing that they do want is they want you to just sign up so that they can just send you emails and so on. So you need to put in your email address and create a little account with each of these individual sites. So add a password, your name, your email, and then you're good to go, and then you can get the free download delivered to your email address. If you don't want to hand out your email, obviously you're not going to be able to get the free patterns. So that's something to bear in mind. So the next one was from Sew magazine. So www.sewmag.co.uk. Again, I'll link it below, and it's the Grace Tunic. Now this is an easy enough shape, so it's a nice simple shape if you're wanting a dress, but you do have to work with fastener and so on. I like this particular shape for a summer dress, so I think it's really nice, and it has got some darts in it. It has got a little bit of shaping to it. So that might be one for you if you want to extend your skills a little further, adding in a fastener and some darts. If you're wanting something that's more of a tunic shape and something really basic and straightforward, you may be better off going for the next one. So if fasteners are not your thing, and if you're not quite ready to tackle darts yet, then maybe don't go for that one. So if you also want to have a little look round that side, there are lots of different patterns. So if you go through sort of the archives and have a look, there's lots of different things on there. Something you do need to think about with these kind of patterns, the more in depth and the longer the garment that you're making. So if you're making a long dress with lots of details, or a jumpsuit or trousers or something like that, you're going to have more pattern pieces to stick together. So with these kind of patterns, you are cutting out lots and lots of printed off pieces of paper. Many of you will know that, but if you've not done this before, you might not know that. And then you're going to be matching them all up like a big jigsaw puzzle and sticking them together. So if you're doing this for the very first time, you might be better off going for something like the camisole, where you're going to have just a few pieces, because that will get you into the habit of doing it, and also it'll get you started. But if you want something more in depth, you are going to have more pattern pieces, more instructions, and also with the taping it together and the cutting it out, I suppose there's more room for error there, the more pieces that you have. So just something to think about. So the fifth one, if you want something a little more basic and a little more straightforward, is the Agustina boxy top. So that one is from Fabric Store. So I had a look at this one. I've not come across this before, but this is a really easy t-shirt. So as you can see, it's just a straightforward shape, a wide neck, so heading towards a boat neck, I would say, on that one. You've got a short sleeve and it's basic pieces. So it's quite shapeless in that it's not got darts and panels and things like that. But if you like a little boxy top to wear with jeans or shorts during the summer, that might be just for you. And also it's ideal for a beginner. Now, I don't really need any tops like this at the moment. I've got lots of offcuts of fabric though. So if any of you want to see this, just because you are a complete beginner and you do just want to see a top like this made up, I may go ahead and make this at a later date, just for the beginner sewers out there who want something really straightforward and also free, because you're just getting started. So please let me know in the comments if that's one that's really jumping out to you and you'd be interested in seeing it made up, so that you've got a reference to go alongside you as you make it, so a little help there. So again, you need to add in your email, you need to create a password, so make yourself a little note of these somewhere for when you come back to them. So that's 5 free patterns. So I think they're really good for if you're just starting out. So if you're just starting out, you might not want to spend a lot of money. It might be that you're just practicing, so you don't want to buy an expensive pattern and then maybe make mistakes and feel like you've wasted the money and the time. Or also, sometimes cutting out patterns for the first time can be a bit daunting. I know people do trace them off, but then this is more time, more effort, more paper. It might just put some people off doing that if you think you've got to then trace off all the pattern pieces that you've just bought. But I know a lot of people do like to keep their patterns intact and just do it this way. So, you know, for some people a PDF pattern may be the way to go. So that's my selection for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know in the comments which ones jumped out at you and which ones you intend on taking a look at and maybe making in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.